Come see.
Please take a seat, everybody. We're about to begin.
Where'd you find that?
All right, everyone. There we go. Bring in the river to
We would like to introduce Daniel Nelson and the Sacred Choir who will be singing on opening prayer.
Aloha no!
Aloha!
Aloha no!
What up, Scott? Hey,
Aloha
how you doing? Good?
Ano kalaniko.
Oh.
Aloha e.
Hey.
I'd love for you to sing that with us when we get there tonight. Aloha is your love. The no and the he are intensifiers. They make that love even bigger. And then the Mano Kalaniko is an ancient name for this island. The abundance of luxuriant growth. I know. So this set chant takes us around this island. It starts with the sun rising in the east, and with it comes more aloha from the ancient ones. That's the first line you'll hear us sing. And then we move all the way to the top of the mountain. Tawaikini and Wai'ame'ame. The very highest point up here on this island. And up there is a beautiful lei of mokihana. You'll hear those words. Mokihana that grows only on this island, up in Wai'ame'ame. So this fragrance will be smelled nowhere else in the world. And then we come back down here to this place of our birth. Now many of us were not born here, but we were certainly reborn here. So coming to your rebirth. And then we sing our love. Aloha, aloha, aloha. Aloha.
know. Thank you, Sacred Earth Choir. Let's just give them a hand. We are so grateful to get to have them twice a year on these beautiful occasions. Thank you for being with us. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Reverend Rita.
And I'm Reverend Patrick.
And we are celebrating our 5th birthday here on
Five.
Born from just an idea in the mind of God, and here we are. It's so amazing. So
who is here? Because I already know that's true. I don't really like this mic as well, but it's okay. We share. There you go. I like that. So, who is here for the first time? And you cannot pretend that we don't know because I've already met some of you. So, yeah, there she goes. Everybody raise your hand in here. Okay, this is the good news. We know something about you, and we're going to share it with everyone. Share it with everyone. Shall we all let them know? Yeah, okay. You are magnificent! And we know that about you. We have someone all the way from Egypt, I'm just pointing out. And let me tell you, we know that about you because we know it about ourselves first. That's the key. That's the key to everything. Know it first, know thyself, and then we'll know it in you. So, shall we all say it together? I am magnificent. And now there's this camera pointing at us over there. That means that we're being seen not only on the island, but off the island. They're all peeking in on this. So what happens here on the island doesn't stay on the island. So therefore, let's tell them who they are who's looking at us. You are magnificent! Now look to your left, to your right, look up. I don't care who it is. Let somebody know who they are. You are magnificent.
Okay. You deal with that one.
So, if you are here for the first time, or if you do not know what we believe in Center for Spiritual Living Kaua'i, which is a worldwide organization, this is just one branch of it. And what we believe, what we call it the science of mind and spirit. But if you're familiar with things like Gnosticism, and Hinduism, and quantum physics, and all these wonderful philosophies and beliefs have come together in one thing called the science of mind and spirit that our founder, Ernest Holmes, brought all the ancient teachings together. And we express ourselves as divine. We know that we are divine. That is what we are. We are nothing else but that. We are not the allness of God, but all that what we are is God or spirit or life, whatever you want to call it, it's one thing. And we know that when we live our life from that place of magnificence, from that place of divine mind, we know that our lives unfold in magnificent ways. No matter what we are experiencing, we bring that to it. That's what we do. And that's what we do here at Center for Spiritual Living Kaua'i. So with that in mind, I'm going to invite our practitioners up. And our ministers. A practitioner, you all have something in your program that talks about practitioners and spiritual mind treatment and all of that. But what we're going to do for you today is we are going to read you what we believe, the Declaration of Principles that were written by Ernest Holmes back in 1927. And this is basically the basis of our faith. So I will start by just centering us all so we can listen from the highest place and take in what resonates to us and leave behind what doesn't. But just listen and be open, knowing that everything that is expressed here is coming through that divine idea in the mind of God, which we all are, that presence and that power. And that as we hear with those ears, and we listen with those ears, and we receive with those ears that are divine.
Come on.
I know that everything that unfolds with this reading right here is unfolding in the most perfect way, bringing exactly what it needs to bring to each of us. And so I'm grateful as I turn the mic over to Dr. Vicky Prince. Mahalo.
We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical, necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God.
Reverend Diane Decker, we believe in the incarnation of spirit in humankind, and that all people are incarnations of this one spirit. We believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul, forever and ever expanding.
Roseanne Jones, CSL licensed practitioner. We believe that the kingdom of heaven is within us, and we experience this kingdom to the degree that we become conscious of it.
So we're going to read some music in this, so we get to sing and listen. And this first song is called Visualize Healing. Just say it for me. Visualize Healing. Now I want you to say it. Do it. Visualize Healing. Now time. Visualize Healing. Right. Healing in the world. Healing in the world. I bring healing. I bring healing. Healing in the world. Healing in the world. That's the entire song. And then we're going to visualize different things. So jump in with us. Visualize healing, visualize healing, visualize healing, healing in the world. Visualize healing, visualize healing, visualize healing, healing in the world. I bring healing, I bring healing, I bring healing, healing in the world. I bring healing, I bring healing, I bring healing, healing in the world. Visualize healing, visualize healing, visualize healing, healing in the world. Visualize healing, visualize healing, visualize healing, healing in the world. I bring healing, I bring healing, I bring healing, healing in the world. I bring healing, I bring healing, I bring healing, healing in the world.
Well, dear, we believe in the ultimate goal of life is to be a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all.
Rob Jones, certified practitioner. We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one. We believe that God is personal to all who feel His indwelling presence.
Deborah Vanderton, licensed practitioner. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God.
Now we're going to visualize compassion in the world. Visualize compassion, visualize compassion, visualize compassion, compassion in the world. Visualize compassion, visualize compassion, visualize compassion, compassion in the world. I bring compassion, I bring compassion, I bring compassion, compassion in the world. I bring compassion, I bring compassion,
which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind, which receives a direct impress of our thought and acts upon it.
Michelle May, practitioner intern. We believe in the healing of conditions through the power of this mind. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all.
Stephanie Sterrett, practitioner intern.
We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of humankind is God.
Let's visualize miracles in the world.
Visualize miracles, visualize miracles, visualize miracles, miracles in the world. Visualize miracles, visualize miracles, visualize miracles, miracles in the world. I bring miracles, I bring miracles, I bring miracles, miracles in the world. I bring miracles, I bring miracles, I bring miracles, miracles in the world.
With such sweet laughter, such sweet joy of this beautiful wind that is blowing through us as us. And we just know that right here, right now, there is a miracle that's happening in each and every one of us. And I just bless all these principles, but knowing that there's really only one principle, and that is the principle of life. And each and every one of us is a part of that, is the one with that. And I just say thank you. Mahalo, mahalo for the music, mahalo for the visualization, mahalo for the very breath that is breathing right now. Earth is breathing and we can feel its breath through the wind. So I say mahalo, mahalo, say mahalo with me. Mahalo, say it again. Mahalo. And now we just release it to that law that always says yes. We release it, we let it go, as together we say, and so it is.
Visualize love in the world.
Take it home, Dan.
Visualize love, visualize love, visualize love, love in the world. Visualize love, visualize love, visualize love, love in the world. I bring love, I bring love, I bring love, love in the world. I bring love, I bring love, I bring love, love in the world.
Wow, that's awesome. Yay, thank you. Thank you, practitioners. Thank you. You know, we're all practitioners, even those of us that are ministers are practitioners first. And we practice the science of spiritual mind treatment, the beautiful healing modality that we use in this science. And we will be hearing more about that in a minute. All right, so this is the time in the service where we usually light our peace candle. We are going to just have to get enough light for that candle. I'm sure we're more than light.
Visualize the light.
So, visualize light, visualize light, visualize light, light in the world. Visualize light, visualize light, visualize light, light in the world. Thank you. Plenty of light. So we do this every Sunday because it reminds us that power and presence of peace is really our true identity. It is who we are. We are that. There's a place within us that is always at peace, even when we think we're not. And it starts there, and we know that when we recognize that part of peace within ourselves, we are letting that out into the world. We can't help it. That's what it does, because it starts here. As you know, as Gandhi said, be the change you want to see. So we're going to take a moment for peace. Just get centered in that place of peace within us and take a moment of silence for peace. Thank you.
And so I know a place of peace within each of us, just by taking this moment, has uplifted this client. I am so grateful. Thank you, Sacred Earth Choir. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, everyone. If you just walked in, I'm Reverend Rita, one of the spiritual directors of CSL Kauai. And I serve here with all of the ohana that serves here. And I just want to start by just giving gratefulness and gratitude for the people that showed up very early this morning to make sure that we're here. Thank you. And I just think it's so interesting that our vision blew over and that the wind is blowing today. Because Spirit never lets us stay in one place for very long before we have to change. And I mark this day, our birthday, our 5th birthday, as that day of change. We are, as we called our talk title today, keep on moving forward. Because we're always moving forward. That's what we do as Spirit. We move forward. We create from ourselves ever new
in this teaching, we believe that our mind is forever new. That's why it's called new thought. Because we can always have a new thought and have a new life. And it's never the same. It changes. And so, although that's our vision over there on the ground, what I know is I'm always open for a bigger vision, a bigger everything. And it can't really be captured in a picture, right? Can't be. That's the vision we have as we move forward. We're going to be in a new space in 2.5 years. We don't know where that space is. But when Patrick and I first came to this island, we didn't know where our center was going to be. People would say, well, where are you going? Where's your center? And we just point to our hearts. And pretty soon, we had a center immediately because we showed up wherever we showed up. That's where the center was. And we showed up all over the island. And then pretty soon, we knew we needed a space. And the space appeared at the Kauai beach resort. And then we grew out of that, and we're like needing another space, and the space appeared. This is the way that power and presence that we talk about in this teaching works through us. It works through us from ideas. We have ideas. We have ideas of clarity and purpose, and we all have those ideas. Patrick and I aren't any different. I'm sure the Sacred Earth Choir was an idea before it ever became this beautiful presence that sang for us today. It was an idea in someone's mind, and then they acted on it. So we have to act on it. We have to act on our ideas from a place of clarity. That is the important thing. A lot of people will tell me, this doesn't work, I'm trying, I'm this, I'm that. But I say, just keep going within. That's why our message is going to be written on the archway of our center when we finally do build it, is going to say, know thyself. Because that's what this is about. The mystics have been telling us this for ages and ages and ages. Know thyself. And what we've done we're in a spiritual evolution continually, and we've spent a lot of time knowing everybody else and knowing everything else and knowing, how to fly a plane and how to create this and how to create that. But we haven't taken the time until now to really know ourselves. I'm not saying nobody ever did, but I'm just saying I feel that the evolution, the spiritual evolution that's taking place right now is that people are getting in touch with themselves, and they're stopping looking at the outside, because when we look at the outside, we get very discouraged, right? Sometimes we look and we go, oh my God, things can never change, it's getting worse, it's getting worse. No, it's getting better. From chaos comes coherence, and that's what's happening right now. We are, in every single solitary moment, getting better. The more that we know ourselves, it has to start here. And that's what this what it's all about to me, is knowing myself. And each of you knowing yourself. Oprah Winfrey, I found this quote. I thought it was so beautiful. She said, and this, I feel this too, what I want for each of you is to be able to claim the essence of the phenomena that is your life. What I want for each of you is to be able to claim the essence of the phenomena that is your life. You are a miracle. We are each a miracle. Do you really know that? Just put your hand on your heart and tell yourself what a miracle you are. I am a miracle. I am a miracle. You are golden. You are light. You are the peace and the presence and the love of that universal force at all times, no matter what's going on in your life. It doesn't matter. That presence doesn't know. It doesn't care. All it does is love. And that's what it's doing through you in every moment. It's loving through you. And when things come up that seem a little weird or whatever, it's just something inside yourself that needs to be known more. It doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be fearful. It can be just something wanting to be known. And you can ask in every moment, what's wanting to be known now? This is happening in my life, whatever it is, a health challenge, a money challenge, it doesn't matter. Maybe there's a challenge of some sort. What's wanting to be known? It's there. It talks through us. It is us. And it lets us know. And it guards and guides and protects us every step of the way. Even everything that's going on this planet right now that we look out and go, it's guarding and guiding and protected. And this divine presence that we all are, it can't be stopped. It cannot be stopped by anything because it's love. And as Ernest told us, love is a cosmic force whose sweep is irresistible. Love is a cosmic force whose sweep is irresistible. So what we need to do is bring more love into our lives, starting right where we are with our own families, our own friends, whatever it is we do. Don't do anything that you don't love. I'm really into that lately. We've been forced in the past. I remember when I was growing up, we were forced into doing things we didn't love because we thought, oh, we make money doing that or whatever. But the people that follow what they love, they're never in want. When they're truly clear and they follow it. The universe takes care of us. It does. And we never name our good. We don't tell where it's coming from. We know that it's there. And so when we're following our passion, when we're following our hearts, when we're being led with love, then everything shows up for us to support that. Everything. I know. I'm proof of it. I know this. I would never stand up here and say anything I didn't know in my heart that I proved, and I did prove this. So, Oprah also said, I love these things, I don't know how I found them. There is a flow with your name on it. I didn't know I'd be quoting Oprah today. But she just was in resonance with my heart. There is a flow with your name on it. There's a flow with your name on it. Your job is to find the flow and let it carry you to the next level. Whoa. There is a flow with your name on it. Your job is to find that flow and let it carry you to the next level. So I feel that that's what I'm doing. I'm not going to speak for Patrick because he'll have plenty to say when he gets up there. But I love him. In case you don't know, he's my husband. Okay. Among other wonderful things. Wonderful things. You are a wonderful thing. Okay. Anyway, what was I saying? Find the flow. Okay, that's what I feel like I'm doing right now. Because that vision over there that fell on the floor, okay, that vision is in the flow. And I have to get into that flow if I want it to happen. I don't have to make that happen. It's going to happen. Just like we're all sitting here today happened. Just like the Sacred Earth Choir happened. Just like all the things in your life happened. This is already done. It's a done deal. I don't have to do anything but get into that flow, and then all the doors open, and the way is made. That's how this center was built. It was built on principle. When I say that, we just had a clear vision, and we moved forward, and now we're moving forward again. So I invite us all to get into the flow of our own life, to know ourselves, to catch that flow and to begin to ride it, to stop resisting it if we are. I'm not saying we are, but we could be. Stop resisting it and realize that we are the flow. We are not separate from it. It's the flow of life that moves through us and lives and breathes through us. And I am so grateful. I'm so grateful that I caught that flow 5 years ago and moved with it and came here. I can't even imagine what my life would be like if I can't imagine. I caught the flow and I moved with it. And I'm going to continue to catch that flow wherever it takes me. And I'm so grateful to this island and the way that it blesses me every single day. And I know that I bless it. And I know that we each do that. We bless this island by just being here, by just standing on this ground. We bless this planet. Because I know this island is a beacon of light. I told my daughter, I said, we're protecting you. I just want to let you know we're protecting this world. This island is so lit. No matter what happens here, we always rise up. It rose from the ocean and will continue to rise up and rise this planet. I know it, and I'm so grateful to be part of that. So I thank each of you who have joined us today and joined in our center and come and see us. Come and see us whenever you come. You don't have to come all the time. Come, we have so many things going on and so many ways that we can share Ohana with each other. So come and enjoy that. And I'm just so grateful, grateful, grateful. Namaste. Thank you. And I invite up the Sacred Earth Choir.
Aloha! This beautiful chant is in the Hawaiian language. And before you make me know what it means, I'd love for you to feel the words in your body. Feel what it feels like when you sing these words. Emolele. 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 And then, Embolele Pai e Ola.
Embolele Pai e Ola.
Try that one again.
Embolele Pai e Ola.
The water of life. Pai e Ola, the water of life. So holy ground, holy water of life. And then, Mahalo.
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 This is to give thanks. Ha, in the center of that word, is your breath. Ha is your breath. Your essence is carried on your breath. Put your essence in the middle of your gratitude. Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Mahalo. Mahalo. I was just thinking about this space because we're over in the professional building across from the neighborhood center, and you know your space every Sunday or whenever we get up there, and so this space is like expansive. And I was just sitting there going, oh wow, you have to adjust as things expand, as I'm doing right now as I'm adjusting to the coffee that has such a boost in it today. But I'm going to let you know I appreciate Michelle and May, who made that coffee. All of a sudden going, whoa! Hello, everyone. And like I low-keyed any other time, right? So here's the deal. 5 years, people! I really, this year, I've been even in more appreciation of everything that has occurred between the time that we started. And I was thinking, I'm laughing at this because, not at her, at the thing falling on the ground because we were in service and we actually turned it over to the blank with recommendations from Deb Valentina. And so I know she's back there doing the bewitched thing, going, blank, blank. Because what we said is we're a blank canvas. And we're allowing ourselves to open up to it. But I was thinking of anniversaries, and I thought, what does the 5th anniversary mean in the world of marriage? Because as far as I'm concerned, this is a relationship, and this is a marriage, a communion. Hello, my friend. This is a union. When we first came here, we had an installation, if you'll remember, some of you up on the hill at the hotel, and we celebrated over there. That was installing us to the island. And then we had an ordination, which was more commitment, not only to this island and to you, but to ourselves as spiritual leaders. And so we just kept going with this idea of, and now we're on 5, and look what it says about 5. It says the 5th anniversary is an important milestone. After 5 years together, they have formed a strong bond that we have. Because of this, wood is the symbolic gift traditionally given on the 5th wedding anniversary as it represents strength and stability. So go out afterwards and we'll be expecting lots of wood delivered to us for this wonderful gift. Wood also symbolizes the strong, deep roots it takes to grow a healthy, long-lasting tree. The same way that it takes a strong, healthy relationship to reach the 5-year anniversary. And that indeed is what I believe that we have done. We started out with this seed, this idea. Just an idea. I think I'll go to Kauai. What an idea. Should we, Rita? And she said, yes. Let's go for it. With an idea, we planted that seed. And who knew what would grow? I guess we did, to some degree. Because we were being called, and that tree needs that strength of its roots. And as we continue to go, I was reminded by our son-in-law, who Rita's daughter and son-in-law and our beautiful granddaughter Iris are visiting this past week. And he reminded me of the last time that he really saw me like up here in this type of thing was in LA at the going away party that they had in our center there. And we all got little lays and we did that whole thing. And we took off. I took off first, and we took off not knowing what was there. And we seized the moment, as they say in Coco, the movie from Disney. Has anybody seen it? Yeah, hello. I'm going to be on my second watch, thanks to my granddaughter. We got involved in that. It said, seize the moment. Seize the moment. And that's what we had to do, is we took a moment that was being called. And sometimes we think it seize the moment is very, very beautiful, right? Very powerful. It's like, seize the moment, and everybody goes, yeah. But you know, there's a lot of fearful moments around seize the moment. And even though when we took off and we said, yes, seize the moment, there was lots of doubt and fear. I think sometimes we think that when we have an idea and we execute it, that there's going to be like, cherubs singing and red carpets being rolled out. And though there was some carpets rolled out when we got here, I remember thinking to myself, what am I doing? What am I doing? And he reminded me, our son-in-law, he reminded me of, look who's looking up at us now. There was nobody. And we've all become here as a family because of an idea. And that's what I'm asking each and every one of us in this time of change, in this time, the winds of change, as it were. As Rita was saying, the world does appear to be chaotic right now. But I'm so tired of saying it, I'm bored with myself. You know you're laughing because you're with me on that. I know that there is another way to seize the moment. Thank you, I appreciate that. There is another way to seize the moment. Ernest Holmes says, the power of good, God, within us is like a sleeping giant which must be awakened that it may spring into action. We must, and I know it's not good to say we, because we're not supposed to be telling you what to do. And I would not do that, maybe. But what I would say is that the days of theory and talking about it are over. The time of awakening has come. Wow, to think that I would be standing up here 5 years after this and say, the awakening is coming. What does that mean? Does that mean we all rush out of here and do something? No, it means let's get to know who we are. And take that love, take that power. They say you can't keep thinking positive. The action has to be taken. And I'm thinking, what's the opposite? This wonderful, I can't remember her name right now, but it's a pastor that's got lots of tats. And I cannot remember her, but I just saw her the other day. She's wonderful. And she says, if we keep feeding the hate, if we keep feeding the chaos, we will actually become the very thing that we have been fighting. And oh my God, good, call it whatever you want. That is so true. For me it is. My new thing now is I'm plugging into the divine. I'm plugging in, man, because the other's not working. When I plug into that, I am going to vibrate at the frequency of the divine. And the divine is not outside of me, never has been, and never will be. Oh, I feel that thing. I feel the coffee really taking in about right now. Hold tight, because I'm about ready. If I levitate, take pictures, man. Because it is time to stop the theory. Stop the theory. Oh, life is good, life is good. Life is good because we are going to be good in it. Can you imagine vibrating at the frequency of the divine? I did that. Try a little experiment on your own. When you start plugging into all the, how do I say this spiritually? The crap. When you start plugging in, check into your body. Check in there. See how it feels. Your heart's racing. You're all tense. You go, no, I got to do something. I'm going to make it happen. Your shoulders are up to your ears. No. And then you go, let me try to do this. I am vibrating at the frequency of the divine. Say it with me. I am vibrating at the frequency of the divine. I am vibrating at the frequency of the divine. I am vibrating at the frequency of the divine. I got God bumps going on right now. That's all we have to do. When you start to go, I am those conditions, I just go, no, I'm not. I'm vibrating at the frequency of the divine. When we get to that thing, when kids, everybody can be walking around saying, what are you doing, man? I'm vibrating at the frequency of the divine. How about you? What are you up to? Well, I was just about to come to tell you how horrible life was. Oh, well, I'll get back to you after I stop vibrating at the frequency of the divine. Woo! Tell me that doesn't feel good. Yeah. Because vibration feels good. So what do I have to do to end this vibration that's happening right now? Love.
The time has come today, would have been my mother's 97th birthday. And I thought, well, should I share this birthday with Mama? And I think because she played a big role in seizing the moment to come here. And I'll tell you how. Briefly. When we seize the moment to come here, let's go back. When I left for LA when I was 19, don't worry, I'm not going to go through all the years. When I went at 19, I called up my mom and I said, Mom, it's not happening for me here. I think I should come home. And I knew in her heart, she was like, yes, my boy's coming home. You know what she said to me? Give it a little more time. Give it 2 more weeks, and if you still feel that way, doors open. 2 weeks, I called back, said, X that thing. I'm doing great here in Hollywood. I love it. And my dad told me, he said, if you knew when she hung up that phone of giving that advice, she was crying because what she wanted to say is, I want my boy to come home. Now, fast forward, my mother's in her 90s, and the moment to come here was called. Now, my mama wasn't saying, go for it. She was saying, where the hell are you going? I'm in my 90s, child. You're not going anywhere. Yeah, right? And I looked way down in the bottom of my soul, as they say in chorus line, to see what I had inside. And it said, you have to go. You have to go. You have to go. And so when we seize the moment, it doesn't always make everyone happy. I love my mom, and I know she loved me. But that was a moment in time that I had to grow up. And she was a big part of that. Because I fought through it to get here. Because I was going, that's the wrong thing to do. You can't leave your mama. Read the books, man. Read the books. Listen to what everybody's got to say. And I said, my mom would have done the same thing if she were in my shoes. Because my mama was a traveler. She took chances and took risks. And even in the end, when she was still saying, don't go, I know a part of her that said, go. Seize the moment. Now, those weren't the words, trust me. Those were not the year of words. So what I'm really saying here, and I love you, Mom, and I know that you never got a chance to see CSL Kauai, but I know you're seeing it now like it's in its full vibration. And what's really good to know is that my mom is vibrating at the frequency of the divine and passing that on. So let's give it up for Mama. So thank you. Thank you for this time. Thank you, and I'm looking so forward to the next years to come. And when we're here on our 20th year, can you imagine? Yeah, actually I can. I just want to know that you are the heartbeat of CSL Kauai. You are the heartbeat of this island. You are the heart of who and what I am. Mahalo.
Up. So, thank you. Yeah, the wind is dying down. So this is our time of giving. And I want to preface that with gratitude. The center was built on principle, supported by people who believed in principle and believed that it was important for us to be here. And it's been totally sustained by that belief and that support and that love that we receive from all over the world. So we thank everyone watching today online and everyone here that
has supported the center in the past and supports it now and continues to support it, not just with money, but with consciousness and love and all that is good that helps us to move forward. So we are grateful. There is an affirmation in our program. We can all be together as we give. I freely, joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing well, knowing my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses the center for spiritual living for my life and for the world. So it is. Thanks again.
This song is by the amazing Lawrence Cole. And it is called Gratitude is Happiness. But if you would say this line with me, gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder.
Gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder.
Try that again. Gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder. That's the whole chant. Sing with us.
Gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder. Give thanks. Give thanks. Gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder. Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. Oh, give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. Oh, give thanks. Gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder. Give thanks. Give thanks. Gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder. Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. Oh, give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. Oh, give thanks. Gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder. Give thanks. Give thanks. Gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder. Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. Oh, give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. Oh, give thanks. Gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder. Give thanks. Give thanks. Gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder. Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. Oh, give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. Oh, give thanks.
And so in this moment, I give thanks for all the goodness flowing in and through each one of us here as a blessing of abundance. I give thanks that this offering touches and blesses Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, my life, our lives, and the world as it goes out from here, bringing the positive message of science of mind to the world. And so I give thanks for this community and its support of this mission to serve the island of Kauai. Mahalo keakua, and so it is.
Thank you. Thanks for everybody. All right, so Reverend Diane didn't mention this, but I didn't mention Reverend Diane, but that 10% of what comes into the center goes out. We tie it to the island, to different organizations, we tie it out into the world. So I just wanted you to know that. Every month, 10% goes out. So, before we go on, I want to invite the children up here if they want to come, because we do something special every Sunday. This is Janice, she is our youth director. George, come on up, George. And George, they instill positiveness and empowerment in our children every Sunday, and also other times too, because we had a program during the week a couple of months ago, and we're going to continue that. Our goal someday soon is to have a full-time school, and we will. So we know that, right?
Miss Anthony Jones?
I also wanted to say that you all know the children are learning from all of our examples, and I just want to thank all of you for demonstrating in your everyday lives how to handle difficult situations and how to celebrate and love. All of you are teaching, and what beautiful teachers you are. Thank you.
So every Sunday we give the children a blessing. So let's do it. It's in your program, but I'll repeat it.
And Ruthie would be coming up, but look what happened. She said, "I'm coming to this party no matter what." So they've got the scratches, and we're right here. All right.
So here we go. You ready?
Ready.
You are amazing. You are perfect. You are magnificent. And we love you. That's the truth. I'm sending a blessing out to all the children in the world. All right. So I'm going to invite the practitioners to come up. Again. Another thing we do every Sunday is we offer this beautiful service of if you have something that you want to know something more about in your life, something that you need to know truth about, something that you need to have like a little positive spin on it, the truth. The practitioners will do a spiritual mind treatment with you. Now this is not just a bunch of words, okay? This is actually a healing modality that we use in the science of mind and spirit, and they are trained and licensed to do that. And basically what they're knowing is they're knowing the truth on your behalf. And when they do that, when they connect with the divine and connect you with the divine through their consciousness, seeing you as perfect, as whole, as complete, they actually direct that law of our being, that law of cause and effect on your behalf. Sometimes when we can't do it ourselves, we're actually all practitioners, we are. And sometimes there's those moments when we need to know a little bit more and we just can't do it because we're in the middle of the issue, whatever it is. And that's what they're here to do, to know that for you. So utilize them today. It's not a session. We have sessions, and they do charge for their sessions. This is just coming up for a prayer, a treatment, a spiritual mind treatment. Have that experience. All right,
It always reminds me of Marianne Williamson when she said somebody would come up to her and they were going through something really difficult, and she would say, "Well, that's easy for you to say. You're not going through this." And she said, "That's exactly why I'm saying it. Because I'm not in there." When we're not in there with you, we get to stand and see the clarity. We get to see the absolute perfection of who you are. And that is a gift, to be able to do that. All the great masters, all the mystics, all of them stood back and said, "Okay, yeah, I get it, but I don't see what you're talking about. Because I only see your greatness. I only see your light." And that is the power of what I call, and what we call spiritual mind treatment. So partake.
And they'll be up here for a few minutes after service, all right? And so...
Yeah, and we would like to go through everybody's name, but we're not. And the reason we're not doing that is because there's so many of you that today came forth and just said, and that includes everybody that's in this room. I just want to say thank you. We want to say thank you to people that came at 7 a.m. or even earlier and just said, yeah, we're going to come together to make this happen. Thank you. And thank you for coming out today to bring your vibration of the divine into this beautiful pavilion. So we thank you all, and thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you so much, Sacred Choir. You are just a joy to us. You are definitely a vibration. Thank you.
So I think we are ready for our closing song and to eat. Yes.
This song is called Give Our Love Away.
Let's all stand up.
That's all, Jeff. It's by the amazing Michael Stillwater. And these are the words. We come here to laugh. We come here to sing. We come here to sing. We come here to remember we're in everything. We come here to remember we're in everything. We come here to love. We come here to love. We come here to live. We come here to live. And we come here to remember that we came here to give our love away.